Ever wondered if there's a VR headset that truly delivers the ultimate experience? Well, I did, and that led me to the Pimax Crystal. The question is, does it really stand up to the hype? Cracking open the Pimax Crystal, you're greeted with cables and accessories galore. The headset in itself is a bit of a beast. It weighs over 1 kilo with its fancy angular design. Lots of buttons and switches on the sides, but at least the materials really feel top-notch. The lenses, which I think anyone would agree are a big deal, are sizable and use real glass. About those lenses, they are brighter, clearer, and more durable than the usual ones you find on most headsets on the market. They direct light better without losing brightness. The Crystal also boasts QLED displays with super high resolution. Even though it's LCD-based, the black levels are solid. And of course, the headset still comes with controllers. And honestly, these really remind me of that look the old Oculus ones had, but with an extra button. They feel lighter than the headset as one would expect, but not as sturdy. At the end of the day, they get the job done. Now let's talk about something crucial. Setting up this bad boy. Trust me, it's not as easy as plug and play. Setting up is a bit of a hassle. Installing the battery is tricky with its annoying plastic clips. Plugging everything in randomly unfortunately won't work. There's an order you've got to follow, but at least you get the instructions, so you aren't left guessing what to do. They also give you a choice to use it wired or standalone, which in theory sounds pretty good, but honestly, the standalone mode feels like an afterthought. You get a small switch that lets you toggle between the two. After overcoming setup hurdles, the real test began: gaming. Now does the Pimax Crystal's high-res display and wide FOV deliver the promised unparalleled VR experience? I think it kinda does. Cockpit games like F1 2023 look awesome. Every detail is super clear. And I know it's starting to sound worn out saying it, but it really does look like you're really in the car. Other games like Assetto Corsa Competizione and Microsoft Flight Simulator benefit too, with sharper dials and gauges compared to other headsets. And how does Pimax do it? Well, the secret sauce here is the lenses. Pimax Crystal uses aspheric glass lenses, which are not so usual on the market these days. They truly make everything brighter and clearer. Finally, no more blurry edges, which is a big plus. Like really big plus. And as I mentioned before, they use real glass, so if you wear glasses, you won't scratch them up. One of my favorite parts, the eye tracking feature. Trust me, this really changes how you experience VR. Unfortunately, enabling it isn't a one-click deal. It involves a bit of navigating through the control panel. Once you do get it, you are seriously in for a treat. Now, about the resolution. The Pimax Crystal boasts QLED displays, pushing 2880 by 2880 pixels per eye. In simpler terms, the image quality is top-notch. Combine these high-res displays with eye tracking, and you get a dynamic foveated rendering. And for you non-tech nerds, that means the headset sharpens the image where you're looking, lightening the load on your PC. It's basically like a smart spotlight that follows your gaze in the VR world. Traditional VR headsets blast the same level of detail everywhere, even where you're not looking. The Pimax Crystal, with eye tracking, focuses the resolution where it matters most, right where your eyes are. This not only enhances clarity, but also makes VR smoother on your hardware. So we can agree that we have a beast of a headset, but for many, VR comfort is a make or break. So, how comfortable is the Pimax Crystal, especially during room-scale games? Well, I will be really subjective in this. It's a tricky thing since everyone's different. For me, wearing it during cockpit games is all right, but standing up and moving around, it gets heavy. Some really long, and I mean really long sessions left me with a bit of a sore neck. So if I were you, I would test out my endurance before making the purchase. Or maybe the wireless will make it much easier for some. But for now, the wireless option is still in the works. They say it'll be available next year with the AirLink accessory. It's possible that it will make the whole experience better, especially if you're bothered by the weight of the cables. And what kind of a tech reviewer would I be if I didn't give some time for my audio files? Whether audio is a big deal for you or not, we can all agree that it still makes a difference in the overall VR experience. Pimax Crystal comes with DMAS headphones, and honestly, they're pretty good. Adjustable, loud, and richer than what you usually get with other VR headsets. They sit just above your eyes, giving you a more immersive experience that we are all looking for. The DMAS headphones do their job, and they do it good. In the end, that's all that matters. Summing it up, is the Pimax Crystal the VR game changer we've been waiting for? Or is it just another piece in the tech puzzle? Here's my final take on this potentially revolutionary headset. Pimax Crystal is a beast in its own league, especially for hardcore gamers into cockpit games. The clarity, brightness, and wide view are top-notch, but setting it up is a bit of a puzzle, and the weight might bug some people. The lenses and eye tracking are definite wins, though. Who's this headset for, you might ask? Well, I definitely wouldn't say it's for everyone, especially considering its price. This bad boy is aimed at enthusiasts who want the best VR for cockpit cockpit games. If you're into room-scale stuff, the weight might be a deal breaker. And at the price of $15.99, maybe a bit less if you manage to find a good deal, it is worth it if you're dead serious about VR, especially if you can try it before you buy. For the rest, maybe look at something simpler and lighter. That's the lowdown on the Pimax Crystal, a bit of a tech roller coaster, but it's got its moments. If you are really serious about your VR, XR, MR, and all the other Rs, make sure you subscribe to our channel and check out our next video about the newest Varjo headset that might be hitting the shelves soon. But seriously, this next video is for the hardcore VR fans, so proceed with caution. See you there.